The Lord spoke to Moses, "On the first day of the first month, you shall erect the tabernacle." Moses summoned Bezalel, filling him with the command to build the holy dwelling. The massive silver sockets, the foundation of the sanctuary, were carried out first. With strict precision, they laid the 100 heavy silver bases into the sand. Then the heavy acacia frames, entirely overlaid with pure gold, were brought forward. They erected 20 golden frames for the south side of the tabernacle, sliding their dual tenons into the silver sockets. And for the north side, they raised 20 golden frames, matching the perfection of the south. For the rear of the tabernacle, westward, they made 6 frames and 2 specialized frames for the corners. They made crossbars of acacia wood overlaid with gold, sliding them through the golden rings to bind the walls securely together. Inside, they erected 4 pillars of acacia overlaid with gold, set on 4 silver sockets, to hold the great veil. Moses took the veil, woven with blue, purple, and scarlet cherubim, and hung it upon the 4 golden pillars. Over the top of the golden walls, they spread the first covering, the magnificent tabernacle tent of fine twined linen. Above the linen, they stretched the tent of goat's hair to be a covering over the tabernacle, shielding it. Finally, they placed the covering of ram's skins dyed red, and over that, the durable outer covering of badger skins. They drove the heavy bronze pegs into the ground, pulling the ropes tight to secure the tent against the fierce desert winds. At the entrance of the tent, they set up 5 pillars of acacia overlaid with gold, resting on sockets of solid bronze. They hung the screen for the tent entrance, masterfully embroidered with blue, purple, and scarlet yarns. With the sanctuary finished, Bezalel extended the measuring lines to map out the great outer courtyard, 100 cubits long. They erected 60 pillars of bronze on 60 sockets of bronze around the perimeter, equipped with silver hooks and bands. They hung the hangings for the courtyard, made of fine twined white linen, creating a pure barrier between the camp and the holy ground. For the gate of the court, they made a screen of 20 cubits, beautifully embroidered with blue, purple, and scarlet yarns. Inside the courtyard, Moses placed the massive bronze altar of burnt offering, placing it squarely before the entrance. They arranged its bronze grate, its carrying poles, and all its utensils, the pots, shovels, basins, and forks. Between the tent of meeting and the altar, Moses placed the bronze laver, made from the bronze mirrors of the women. He filled it with pure water, so that Aaron and his sons could wash their hands and feet before approaching the holy presence. With the sanctuary fully consecrated, Moses approached the sacred Ark of the Covenant, lifting it with deep reverence. He carried the golden ark across the courtyard, stepping past the 5 pillars of the entrance into the tabernacle. Moses walked through the holy place, parting the thick embroidered veil to enter the absolute darkness of the Holy of Holies. In the absolute center of the silent room, he set the ark down, anchoring the law at the heart of Israel. Moses stepped back out of the veil and placed the table of showbread on the north side of the holy place. He arranged the 12 fresh loaves of unleavened bread upon the gold table, set in 2 perfect rows of 6. Opposite the table, on the south side, he erected the great lampstand of pure beaten gold. Moses filled the 7 gold lamps with pure, fragrant olive oil, preparing the source of holy light. He lit the lamps before the Lord, and a sacred golden light instantly flooded the holy place. Finally, he placed the gold-plated altar of incense inside the tent, directly before the veil of the testimony. Moses brought Aaron and his sons to the door of the tent of meeting and washed them with pure water. He clothed Aaron with the pure white woven tunic, tying it tightly with the embroidered sash. Then he placed upon him the robe of the ephod, entirely of heavenly blue, adorned with golden bells and pomegranates at its hem. Over this, Moses bound the glorious ephod, masterfully woven with gold wire, blue, purple, and scarlet threads. He placed the breastplate of judgment upon his heart, set with 12 precious stones, representing the 12 tribes of Israel. Finally, he set the white turban on his head, and on its front, the golden plate engraved, "Holy to the Lord." Moses then took the golden flask of holy anointing oil, prepared to consecrate the entire sanctuary to God. He sprinkled the oil upon the tabernacle, the bronze altar, and the laver, making them exceedingly holy. Then he poured the anointing oil upon Aaron's head, flowing down his beard, to consecrate him as the high priest. The consecration was complete. Aaron and his sons offered the first burnt offering upon the bronze altar. Moses finished all the work. Inside the holy place, he placed the sacred incense upon the golden altar. With the fragrant smoke rising before the veil, Moses stepped back, exiting the tabernacle into the courtyard. A sudden, heavy stillness fell over the entire desert. The bright sky above Mount Sinai began to darken and swirl. Then, the cloud covered the tent of meeting. The majesty of the Creator descended in a colossal pillar of dense cloud. And the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. A blinding, unearthly light erupted from within the Holy of Holies. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud settled upon it, and the absolute glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Seeing the glory of God descend, the entire nation of Israel fell to their knees in the desert sand, worshiping in terrified awe. As the day ended, the bright desert sun dipped behind the jagged peaks of Mount Sinai, wrapping the camp in darkness. But the darkness could not hide him, for the cloud of the Lord transformed over the tabernacle, appearing as a towering pillar of fire by night. This fire was in the sight of all the house of Israel throughout all their journeys. When the cloud lifted, they marched. When it rested, they camped. As morning dawned over the Sinai desert, the terrifying pillar of fire softened, transforming back into the gentle, guiding pillar of cloud. The Lord commanded the 12 tribes of Israel to camp around the tent of meeting, forming a perfect, geometric square. On the east side, toward the sunrise, stood the camp of Judah, the vanguard of the nation. Immediately surrounding the sanctuary were the tents of the Levites, appointed to guard the holy ground from intrusion. Every morning, the priests offered the daily sacrifice, a perpetual fire burning upon the bronze altar. Aaron lifted his hands toward the people and blessed them. "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and give you peace." And profound peace rested upon the camp. Moses looked out over the organized tribes, the holy tabernacle, and the glorious cloud. His monumental task was achieved. Inside his tent, Moses sat down to record these final events, sealing the book of their departure from Egypt. The story of slavery was over. The story of a holy nation, dwelling with God, had begun. Suddenly, the sharp, piercing blast of 2 hammered silver trumpets echoed across the desert. The signal had come. The magnificent pillar of cloud began to lift from the tabernacle, pointing the way forward. At the command of the Lord, they broke camp. Tribe by tribe, they marched in perfect geometric order. And the Ark of the Covenant went before them, seeking out a resting place for the people of God. The Exodus was complete, but the journey to the Promised Land had just begun. Subscribe to Lines of Faith to walk with us into the book of Numbers.